Hi, my name is Dan Forshaw of Cambridge Saxophone, and I'm here down at my local music shop, Woodrow Reading Co., the home of Reeds Direct, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I go about prepping my reeds for playing. Now, reeds for a saxophonist are basically the most important thing you have in your armoury, because it's the thing that you blow, it's the thing that makes the sound. Yes, your instrument's really important, but actually without a good reed, it doesn't matter what you have on the end of it, it's going to come to a grinding halt unless the reed's working well. So I've used Rico reeds for, gosh, now nearly 15-20 years worth of playing. The reason I love Rico reeds is because I'm not the most patient person in the world, and I kind of want to get on with playing the saxophone. I don't want to spend ages prepping my reeds. I want to be able to, yes, do a little bit of preparation, but actually just have a reed that I can get at the case, put on the instrument and start playing. Because let's face it, we didn't take up the saxophone to become joiners or carpenters. We took up the saxophone to become musicians. So I have some reeds with me here, and it's going to be a little bit of a, here's one I prepared earlier. But these three reeds, two of them are brand new, one of them is a current reed I'm using. What I tend to do is I'll soak my reeds for about 15 minutes to half an hour, depending on what strength they are and depending on also what time of year it is, because the climatic conditions do have a difference. Now, I'm going to take one of them out of the case, so it's been nicely soaked in there. You'll see it's pretty drenched. Okay, I'll put the other ones down. I just moisten it off in my mouth. Now this is a brand new reed, okay, straight out of the box. It's a Rico Select Jazz on a 4M. I do play quite hard reeds these days. And what I'll do just first of all is just show you how I go about getting that reed together. Now it's feeling a little bit blowy. So what I'll do is a little exercise Eric Alexander taught me, he's also a Rico artist, and that's just to try and blow subtone through as much of the range of the sax. Okay, I think that might need a little bit longer in the soak. We'll grab another one out. Okay. Let's see what this one does. Again, just soaking them. I do have a clipper and a knife for them, but again, as I said before, there are guys out there who are fantastic at doing reeds. I've got friends who are classical oboists and clarinet players who are amazing at adjusting reeds. I often find that I get it wrong and I end up ruining a good reed. I just find this soaking process and playing them in, breaking them in slowly. Now that reed really is starting to play nicely already, but I don't want to overdo it, overstretch the fibres and things like that. Another little trick that I learned when I was in America was to just get and very gently just move the tip of the reed towards the mouthpiece like that. Just about 6 or 7 times. Don't go pressing too hard, you can break the reed or crush the fibres. Just round about the heart of the reed, just pushing it back in. And then again, just going to play that C arpeggio. You hear that difference there? It just kind of spoke a little easier. Now, I may do a few more long tones on that, but I'm certainly not going to do anything absolutely raring it out to go. Any long notes, you know, sort of popping out the bottom end, really stressing the reed. What I do now I've done that is I'll often just put it back into my glass and I will just let it soak for another few minutes. I'll just pull the one out that was soaking before. And say this one had been in and I'd broken it in, put it back in the water, just dry it off in my mouth, and then it goes back into my reed case, these humidifier controlled reeds case provided by Rico. You get the little vitalizer packs, they're renewable, they just sit in the reed case, and this for me has been the biggest discovery of the last sort of 5 years. I remember having a laugh with the Rico rack because in a way Rico are almost doing themselves out of business, because these things make my reeds last so much longer. They keep them flat, they keep them at the right humidity, and it's back to what I said at the start. I can pull a reed out and it just plays, and that's what I want as a saxophonist. I don't want to have to spend ages pulling a reed round here, there and everywhere. And here's one straight out of the case, not been soaked or anything. Just remember to soak both ends of the reed. Don't just soak one end. Soak both ends of the reed in your mouth. Pop it on the instrument. Now again, this isn't a new reed. This is one that's been on for, I've been playing this for a couple of weeks now. There you go. That's why I play Rico reeds, because they play that well and that easily. And these days they're so consistent, it's the best thing out there. So, Rico Select Jazz, my name's Dan Forshaw, that's how I prep my reeds. If you want to know more, pop over to CambridgeSaxophone.com, where there's free saxophone lessons and loads more in-depth online study of playing the saxophone. Thank you for watching.